and welcome to Issues with Tena on Smart Media channel. Of course, I told you that this channel is dedicated to discussing trending issues, security issues, and issues as it affect our social life. Now, I will just come in here just 15 minutes. I won't stay more longer than 15 minutes. I'll just spend time with you here on one of the trending and disturbing issue in the Northeast. You know that Northeast have been plagued by insurgency for more than a decade now, since counting from 2009, but the peak of that insurgency, 2010, 2011, 2012, but 2013 was actually the peak of that insurgency. From that time word, the Northeast region has not been the same again, especially when it comes to health issues, lack of access to quality health care by the indigenes of the northeastern state of Borno, Adamawa, and Yobe, especially these three eastern northeast states. Okay, so but Borno, especially, which have been the epicenter of the insurgency, the Boko Haram insurgency, up to now is still suffering a humanitarian crisis. Yes, Borno is still suffering humanitarian crisis. Now, one of such humanitarian crises is the inability of children to get access to food and quality health care, resulting to malnutrition. Okay, just last week, UNICEF, okay, United Nations Emergency Children's Fund, raised an alarm of diversion of possible food malnourished children who are affected by malnutrition. Their food are being diverted. But let me just lay a background. Maybe you will understand. Okay, with the humanitarian crisis in the Northeast, several donor agencies, including the United Nations, international community, and other donor agencies, have been consistent in, donating food items, healthcare items, and then other relief materials to the region to be able to curtail the humanitarian crisis, because only the state government of Borno governor, Professor Babana Gana Zulum's government, have been doing a lot to ensure that the humanitarian crisis did not actually escalate to an extent that the state could not care for most of the internally displaced persons. But donor agencies often come in to support the effort being put in place by the state government and the federal government to ease the humanitarian crisis. Of course, last year, August, Borno was hit by massive flooding. In fact, tripling the effect of such humanitarian crisis again. The whole entire, about how many local government, they say about 4-5 local government was flooded last year. So that actually triggered more effect of such humanitarian crisis on Borno State. Okay, now I'm in this background so you understand the picture of what Borno State as a state in the Northeast is passing through. Okay, so with the increase in humanitarian crisis in Borno and other northeastern states, we call that actions be taken by various stakeholders. No, I'm not just talking about the Nigerian government or the Borno government or the local government authorities within the play, but I'm talking about international communities coming in to help Borno State overcome the humanitarian crisis it has been going through since the peak of insurgency on the year 2012, 2013, that heightened the humanitarian crisis in the state. Or apart from that, and then once in a while, attacked by Boko Haram insurgents on that state also, aggravate the level of humanitarian crisis in the state. But just last week here, a shocking revelation by UNICEF, United Nations Emergency Children's Fund, made a statement during a one-day stakeholders engagement in Maiduguri, the Borno State capital, that food meant for malnourished children to food items, healthcare items meant for malnourished children in the state are being diverted. So you could see the level of corruption that have plagued Nigeria to an extent that even the items that are made for in cushioning humanitarian crisis in Borno State are being diverted by unknown individuals. That most of the supplies being made do not reach to the unreached, the IDPs, where children who have been gathered over time, who are malnourished because of lack of quality access to food, to water, to health care services, resulting to malnutrition and be affected by malnutrition. Their supplies are being diverted by who? Who? That is the question on the lips of many stakeholders asking, calling on the state government, calling on the federal government, calling on relevant agencies to try and investigate such an action. Such an action that is still, heightening humanitarian crisis in Borno State. Not just that insurgents come to attack and displace people, and then the flooding effect of last year to date, that is not all. But people, the human factor is still playing part in aggravating humanitarian crisis in Borno. And what is that human factor? Diversion of, diversion of supplies, diversion of food, diversion of health care items, facilities. Very sad one. It's a very sad one. I just take out this time, just 15 minutes, like I said earlier, to do this video. But it's a very sad one. Whosoever, I don't know, whosoever that needs to investigate this needs to swing into action as soon as possible. If you go to this channel and scroll down, you see some of the reports that I made last week Friday, that I made and posted here on this particular channel. You will see how the UNICEF chief of feed office and the president of John Senesi bringing out a cry that the relief material meant for malnourished children in Borno State are being diverted. That is the height of corruption that the Nigerian state in the northeast is passing through. Who is responsible? Many will ask such a question. Many questions on the lips of many. The question on the lips of many will be, who is responsible in diverting? Who should be held accountable? Who is supposed to monitor that such a relief material reach, the appropriate quarters? All right, my name is John Taylor. Like I said, this is Smart Media Channel. In case you are watching me or you are joining this, you are engaging this channel for the first time, please do well to like, subscribe, and share this video. Share, and then drop a reaction at all. Drop a reaction, subscribe and drop a reaction. Let me know what you think in the comment section. People diverting facilities, people diverting relief materials meant for malnourished children in the northeast. This is evil at its peak. This is pure wickedness. This is let me say, this is corruption. The height of corruption is in display in the Nigerian state of Borno and the northeastern region as a whole. All right. So once in a while, of course, these past few months, you've heard of Boko Haram attacks, insurgents attack on some, especially in Mate. Of course, I saw a video earlier yesterday, yes, of where the Borno State Governor, Professor Babagana Zulum, visiting Mate as a local government to assess the security situation there after insurgents attack last week. Yes, insurgents attack last week. All right. So, who is responsible? What do you think should be put in place to ensure that such humanitarian crisis or such an act of food diversion, relief material diversion by unknown faces are curtailed, so that we could ensure how should this distribution be made so that such relief materials could reach the appropriate quarters? Of course, when I mean the appropriate quarter, I'm talking about the IDPs who have been camping, because of displacement by insurgency, by flooding, last year August, September flooding of the entire local government of Meduguri and other local government capacity of talking about the Alau Dam that collapsed last year, resulting to that humanitarian crisis. So let me know what's your thoughts in the comment section. Of course, it's a sad one, just that it's a pity of course, for Borno and the northeastern states, that when we think humanity should be at the front burner. Of course, you should think humanity first before any other selfish ambition. But you could see people still going ahead, taking selfish interest ahead, self-interest first before humanity. This is sad and very, very sad, I could tell you here. All right, so it's a very sad one that people who are supposed to be managing crisis and ensuring that the impact of such a crisis does not affect humanity that much, are the ones colluding and diverting food items, relief materials that are meant to, especially those that are meant for children, because malnutrition has hit Borno State as a state, and then some of the neighboring state of Adamawa and Yobe State. Of course, that these are the three states that are more hit by the insurgency in the northeast region. Okay, so let me know what you think in the comment section. You will drop your thoughts in the comment section. Like this video, please subscribe and share the video. This is Smart Media channel, where we bring you issues, and this is one of the issues that we are trying to bring to the front burner, so that appropriate authorities will take charge, will take necessary action to address such a crisis. And what is that crisis? I'm talking about people diverting relief materials meant for the victims of insurgency in the northeast. Children, malnourished children, not having access to food, to quality health care, to relief material that should at least relieve them of the sufferings that are being inflicted on them by the insurgency in the northeast, by flooding in the northeast. People are diverting relief material. People are diverting food meant for malnourished children in the northeast. Very sad, a very sad one there. All right. It's a very sad development. But UNICEF was bold enough to open up that most of the item brought in by donor agencies, by federal government, by the state government, by international communities, to trying to relieve the area, relieve the state of the humanitarian crisis that is passing through. People are diverting food meant for malnourished children in the northeast, and this is sad, and a very sad one. Very, very sad, very sad. I know many of you are watching this channel, and I know that you are watching in a ghosted mode, but I don't want you to be in the ghosted mode. Please try and engage me here on the platform. Let me know your reaction, what you feel about people diverting food items meant for malnourished children, and even the breastfeeding mothers in the region, because they need to feed and get necessary nutrients in them for children to be able to suck it from them, to maybe to breastfeed their children. Especially women who are breastfeeding mothers, especially women who are breastfeeding mothers. If they could not get access to this food item, to the basic health needs, facilities, how would they be able to sustain their children? So it's a call for concern by citizens, by several stakeholders in the state government, the federal government, the law enforcement agencies. All of them need to put hand on deck and ensure that such a sad development, it's halted, it's curtailed, it's tackled and brought to need. Okay, and then people, especially the IDPs, talking about the internal displaced persons, begin to or continue to have access to the basic needs to ensure that humanitarian crisis in the northeast is tackled. All right, so this is Smart Media channel. Please, if you are joining the channel from Nigeria, watching yourself from Nigeria, from outside the country, please do well to share and subscribe and like the video. Let's know what you think, and what are your thoughts in the comment section as to the development and to the alarm raised by UNICEF last week on people or food items or relief material being diverted by whosoever. We don't know who are behind such an act, but such an act is barbaric, it's evil, and it's not good for humanity. But we should put in humanity first before self-interest before selfish interest. Of course, humanity first. Humanity should be the goal. Humanity should be, the watchword here. We're talking about children who are malnourished. We're talking about breastfeeding mothers who are not having access to quality health care. We're talking about the outbreak of diseases in that area because of lack of quality feeding, quality access to health care, and other basic necessities that will keep them keep their immunity strong in the region. And then people are still there diverting food items and other necessary relief materials that are being provided by donor agencies, by international communities, by state government and the federal government in that area. People are busy diverting such items to where, I don't know, but I could just guess, to go and sell and make money for themselves. But that is a selfish interest. That is a selfish act. That's evil. That is not humanity. And that is not a godly at all. We know we're a godly nation, but we need to act as a godly nation that we are. All right. Thank you very much for joining us. Do well to share, like, and subscribe this channel, and continue to engage us on this channel as we bring you some trending issues as it's affected the Nigerian state. Please, if you are watching us outside of the shore of outside of the shore of this country, please do well to like, share, and let us know what you think in the comment section of diversion of possible relief materials by unknown faces. We can't describe who are those responsible for this act, but it's evil. All right, please take care. I have to go back to work now. Bye for now, and have a lovely day. Bye for now.